Hey guys, Lorenda here. Welcome to my craft room. Thanks for joining me. So today we are just going to do some glitter ornaments. So before we get started though, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it so much. All right, so we are going to do some ornaments today, and it was inspired by this guy here. So we had gone to Disney, and my daughter bought a couple Disney ornaments, and they're quite expensive. And I said, well, you know, we could totally make that. So here we go. I'm going to put a picture of the original in the video. So please let me know if you think that it was a pretty good recreation of it or not. I appreciate it. Now, I do know, you know, I think the ears are fine for as big of a bulb as it is, but I do know it wouldn't kill them to be a little bit smaller. So initially I used Christmas bulbs with it. However, you know, I did buy these guys, which I show in the video, and could definitely do a little bit smaller ears. This guy is just a little deer. Her little antlers are up here. So I would normally use felt on her ears, but I just didn't have the right color, so I'll probably go back and do some, but I just wanted to show them. And then this is another Baby's First Christmas. And it says, handpicked for Earth by my grandpa in heaven. All right, so we're gonna do 3 ornaments, 2 of which I already have the glitter in dried, ready to go. We're gonna do the glitter in the Baby's First Christmas ornament together. For the sake of time, I wanted to go ahead and have a couple of them ready so that we could do more than one. My daughter and I were and it wouldn't take forever because the other day ornaments can be, and you know, I know there's time consuming as far as a video goes to do all of the steps. It's truly fun. So my daughter and I had gone to Disney. So she bought 2 ornaments, they bought and she had a couple ornaments for the Baby's First Christmas. Now I know that buying ornaments from Disney is nice and it's special. So she used you know, recreating them is not quite the same by any means. However, you know, we're very blessed. We live close to Disney and we're pass holders, so we can go anytime. If you're bringing your family to Disney, it's already a very expensive trip. And she bought, they bought 2 ornaments. Now, I have some that are already for themselves and then one for his other grandparents. Just so I can show you how they had them personalized, and even using their pass holders discount, okay, the ornaments were $75 for 2 of them. So I said, oh, I can definitely recreate this. So that's where we got the Mickey from. I'm going to put a picture of the original ornament on this. Okay. So let me know what you think, if the recreation was a good one or not. I have these little ones. Now when I'm doing ornaments, these are acrylic ornaments. I like to use them because they don't break. I do sometimes use glass ones also, so you can use either. And I have my little Cricut stand here that I made. You've probably seen it before. I use it often. It's just a piece of cardboard with the Cricut tube hot glued to it. I've been using this thing for so long. It is so handy. So on the small ornaments, I set them on top of the tube to dry. On the big ones, I put them inside of the solo cup. You take out this little guy here. So you're going to take the top off of it and set that to the side. Don't lose it because you're going to need it. When it comes to glue inside for the glitter, there's so many different types. People talk about mop and glow. I've never tried that. I can't imagine. That just sounds silly to me. But you could use Mod Podge, you can use Elaine's Tacky Glue. Either of them you would water down before you put in. They take a while to dry. I will tell you though, Mod Podge actually does a really nice job on the glitter. It's just that it takes so long to dry. I like polyurethane myself. I put it in this squeeze bottle. Polyurethane's a little expensive. I think the can was $17 and the squeeze bottle's holding about half of the can. But it does last for a long time. I've had this polyurethane for a very long time. You only want to put a little inside at a time and make sure you just swirl it around and evenly coat the entire thing. Oh, also I have tried that glitter glue and I don't think it works very well at all. Alright, so just move your polyurethane around in your bulb until you cover everything, and make sure that at the very end you get the area up close to where the bulb hangs and down into that area as much as possible, and then just put it upside down and let it dry for about 15 minutes and then put your glitter in. Now I'm going to just let that sit for a few minutes, okay? So then I just put it upside down, let it sit for a few minutes, and we'll work on something else, and then we'll come back and put some glitter in it, okay? So this is, I used 3 pieces of electrical tape. I used a piece completely, you know, down the middle, made sure it was nice and even, and then I put a piece of electrical tape on either side of it, and then I took my piece from the middle off. So that way I knew that I had a nice even line going through. But the one thing I did forget to do was to leave myself some little ducktails. So make sure that you leave yourself some ducktails so that you don't forget. Now I did put some Mod Podge on here after, but I will definitely, when I'm all done, I'll definitely put another thing of Mod Podge across here to make sure that it stays nicely. So then when I pull up my electrical tape that I put on either side, I'm going to have a nice, perfect Santa belt. So like I said, I was not thinking. I'm usually really good about giving myself ducktails, but I forgot, so this is the result of forgetting. When I do forget, I just pull up my ends like this until I find where it's together. All right. All right, so do you see what I was talking about? I made this line first with the electrical tape, and then when I was satisfied with that, I put a piece on this side of it and that side of it. And then I took the center out. All right. Now, so my Mickey ears, what I did, but I do think that I have an easier way to do it because, you know, it's going to be hard to get this nice and flush. However, what I did, I took small balls. I did the glitter on the inside, And then I let that dry, and then I also glittered the outside of it. So to cut off this part, what I did was I heated it up, and then I used my X-Acto knife and cut through it. So I realized, though, after doing it, I probably could have done it better. And I did buy these. So I got these at Michael's. So these ones were $5.99, and I used my 40% off coupon. So they were just a little over $3. And then these ones were $3.50. And I have a military discount for being a veteran, so I get 15% off the things that I don't anyway. So, you know, this was still, you know, only a couple few bucks. So I got some different sizes, and I thought next time I do a Disney one, because you can just easily flatten out a little piece to put on it, but I thought that this is probably a better idea. And even though these were 2 for $1 at the Dollar Tree, that is actually still less expensive. However, since I've done these, I'm gonna go with it, okay? So, cut this off. I'm gonna put my thing back in the top so that I can see what I'm doing. Give me a better focus on where I want to put. So I think like right there. All right, so I have my hot glue gun. All right, so we're just going to use the hot glue and put our ears in place. Hot glue works great for these plastic and acrylic ornaments. If you are going to be using glass ornaments, I did 3 of glass ones together for a snowman, and I would suggest on the glass ones to put some E6000 along with your hot glue. E6000 holds it in place for the long term. If you want to take it apart at the end of the season, then just use hot glue. But if you do want it to stay, I would suggest using E6000 also if you're doing glass. But for these plastic and acrylic, the hot glue is perfect. All right, so we're gonna let Mickey sit for a minute while his ears dry, and we're gonna put the glitter in our next ornament. So just use something to make a funnel. I usually just use a piece of paper, and I don't always use really expensive glitter in these ornaments because it does take quite a bit. However, remember that when you do put your glitter in, what comes out is not usable anymore, and it does pretty much soak up what you put in there. So I would just do a little bit at a time until you have it covered. Put your glitter in, move it all around. At the end, I like to cover it with my thumbs and just give it a good shake and make sure everything's done, and then put it upside down and let it dry for a few minutes. Now I'm gonna put it upside down on my cup so that any excess glitter can drain out. And we're gonna go back to our Mickey cup. All right, so now for Mickey. All right, so now for our Mickey, I have a buckle. I'm using the Cricut foil vinyl, and I went into Design Space and I just looked up a buckle, and I found one that I liked that I thought would look good on Santa's belt, and printed that and made his little buckle. So I'm also going to personalize it with Baby's First Christmas, since that's what she had done. And as I'm putting my decal on for this, I had printed the Baby's First Christmas. I meant to do this video a couple days ago, but I've just had so much going on, I haven't had a chance to. So I actually had them taped up to the side of my desk, and a couple of the little letters got stuck to my glass desk. It's funny because I feel like weeding small letters for me is such a challenge. I would rather pick the little pieces off of my glass desk, gently not to rip them, than to reprint and have to weed those small pieces again. The foil isn't nearly as bad as some of the others to weed tiny, tiny little letters, but oh my goodness, they do give me a hard time. However, it came out super nice. So I just put Baby's First Christmas, and then I put his name, and I put the year on the back of it. I really like this Mickey ornament. I think it turned out quite nice. Now, I do realize that the ears could be a little bit smaller, like I said before. However, I do think with the couple different sizes of the styrofoam balls, it would look really, really nice. And I was thinking too, like with the styrofoam balls, you could probably just paint them with a glitter paint. You can get it at Walmart in the craft section. They have a black glitter paint. I think it's $2.47 or $1.47, one or the other. Anyways, I bet you could just paint those with that and probably not even have to do glitter itself on them. I'm going to put a picture of the original ornament behind this, and let me know in the comments if you think that it was a pretty good recreation of it or not. Of course, you know, the ears, I do know the ears could be a little bit smaller. I'm not super unhappy though with the size of the ears. I think I'm still good with it, and I'm going to go with the ornament. Let me know what you think. All right, so before we get started on the blue, I just wanted to apologize because for the deer, I didn't realize I wasn't actually videoing. So on the deer, I used this beautiful glitter. The color on it is just amazing, and it came from AliExpress. I did do a video on it, and it showed the link to order it. The glitter from there is really inexpensive, but it's so pretty. It does take a little bit of time for it to come, but it is absolutely gorgeous glitter. And then I wanted to show you the deer. I would normally use felt for the ears as well as the antlers. I didn't have any in a good color to use, so I did just use cardstock that I will take off and probably change to some felt. But to give you an idea, I took the SVG from the Cricut Design Space, and made some little eyelashes. And then the rosettes, when I'm bored, I will actually, not that often, but I'll actually sit around and just, make some different sizes of flowers from Cricut and put them together. I have a little box that I keep them in. So if I ever need like some flowers for something quickly, I have them and I could just put them on. So anyways, for our blue ornament here, you saw the glitter that I showed you. Now that glitter is just from Walmart, very inexpensive. I think it was about $2.47, but it is so sparkly. It's beautiful. Any project that I've ever used it on just comes out great. I'm really impressed by it. So on this one, it's a baby's first Christmas ornament. And something like this is really nice to give as a gift also. If you were going to give this as a gift, I would just put, like a little bow up on the ornament hanger itself. And it comes out really pretty. Again, you could do this in glass. You could do it in plastic. These are the plastic acrylic ones. I like them because you don't have to worry about them breaking. However, if you prefer glass, you can do the same thing with that. Now, on this one, the SVG is an SVG that I already have. It says, handpicked for Earth by my grandpa in heaven. And then on the back side, I did his name and the year. Now, I wanted to show you this because putting a decal on a very round ornament can certainly be a challenge. So when you're doing this on your transfer tape, you want to make sure you cut some slits in it because that will help you to be able to lay it down at different intervals. And with these ones, because it's so round, I actually, instead of starting in the center, I start at the top. And I put the top piece on. Now, when I start at the top, though, I put it on, but I go to the center of that top portion and then go out, put the top on, and then I roll it down, do the next piece, same thing, press the center of that next piece in, roll it down, and go all the way down. And that's where having the slits in it help because you can lay them down a little bit easier. Now remember not to get hung up on what your transfer tape looks like because sometimes in order to have your decal underneath lay straight, your transfer tape may have some wrinkles in it. And remember, you're not leaving your transfer tape on, so don't get hung up on it. It's easy to look at the transfer tape and think, oh, I don't have this on right because you've got wrinkles in your transfer tape. It's all about the image underneath. And then, like I said, I put the name on the back and with the year. And this came out so super cute. I wanted to do a monochromatic look on it, which I thought was really pretty, and it came out the way I wanted it to. I'll do one of these next year in pink for my niece who is having a baby. It would have been my father-in-law's first great grandbaby, and I know that he will be very sad that he's not here with her. However, I know that he'll be watching her and taking care of her, so I'll make one of these for her. This one is for my daughter. Since our baby's great-grandfather passed away and isn't here either, so my daughter's grandfather, my dad. All right, well, I hope that you like this. I really enjoyed it, and I think that this is a beautiful ornament, and it's a nice gift. All right, so this is what we've got. We've got our little deer. Now, mind you, I will probably go in and give her better ears, but I didn't have any felt in the right color, so I just used the paper. But she's cute. This guy, and then, of course, our Mickey. All right, hey, listen, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. And I look forward to seeing you later. And you have a blessed, 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 and beautiful day. Thanks. Bye.